Okay, someone approached me with this and said I could have it because I was pretty interested in it. So it hasn't been shipped. I don't have to worry about shipping damage or anything. What it is it has all its decals, although some of them are come a little undone. But it's the Audition AM/FM two-piece system, Japanese made. I didn't know. I thought about 1966 or so, but the power adapter here is dated 10 of 67 there. And it says Craig on the power adapter. Although this Audition is from Woolworths. F.W. Woolworth Company. Model 2210. Haven't seen any information on this anywhere. The battery compartment is clean. And again, it runs on AC, use AC adapter. 6 D-size batteries, which is 9 volts. And that's what the adapter just happens to be, 9 volts. Let's see where the center of power is. Let's test the adapter right off. Okay, I'm going to assume power is in the center. And we'll hit it with some power here. It's climbing. It's supposed to be 9, 7.5. And the it might be just dirty. It's kind of all over the place. But positive is the outside. Okay. Positive on the outside. Oh, with positive in the middle, it jumps around, but it's 6-7 volts. Seems a little low to me, especially with no load. This came with it, so I'm going to say that this is the adapter for that. I'm going to verify that that power is in fact in the middle. But first, the way you open this up is here and here. You lift these 2 clasps, and then you turn these like so to release the 2 hobs, which reveals the 2 speakers and the turntable. Speakers, place them on each side. And multiplex left in, right in. Okay, so that's how you store it. You put the pickup in the spindle. There's our speakers here. Left in, right in multiplex. I want FM stereo. I give up. Okay, let's attach it and we'll check power and ground and see if it turns on. Okay, the needle was just out of the yoke there. That's red's standard play. And it is in fact a stereo cartridge there. There's our tone armrest. I just hope the motor on this one is good. It's your 45 adapter. And it has been in neutral. Let's power it up and see what it does. This thing's just loaded with features. You have an external antenna there. And again, on this side is your 9 volts. DC, and we'll verify that the center is ground. I'll do that by touching that and maybe the tone arm or one of these over here, something grounded. Most likely that external antenna is grounded, maybe on the outside, but let's see what we got. Okay, the tone armrest here is grounded to the output over here, or these jacks here. So I'm going to touch the tone armrest to the center of the power and see if I get continuity. Which I don't. I get it on the... See them? Okay, yes, I do get the little... Yes, and let me make sure the ohms is low. Yes, okay, so it is ground center. Now I feel better about plugging it in. Okay, it's plugged in. Run AM. Speakers are attached. Turn our tone up a bit. And the volume is unique too. It's two separate, left and right, but they can be moved together or separate. And I have nothing. I'm almost going to sight the adapter. Well, completely dead. Okay, we're going in. Okay, under here reveals the battery compartment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach positive here and negative there, and I'm going to dial up some I want current here. Give it 9 volts. Go back over to current. And we'll see if this thing draws any current. Hopefully it wasn't on. Yes, which it was, but goosed it a little there. No. This is not drawing a thing. Not drawing a thing. Okay. Okay, I have all the screws out. In fact, I took the one in the middle out and I got the nut and a lock washer with it, which was kind of surprising. Could be for the platter, I don't know. But I can tell you I'm still have some resistance, and I'm guessing it's under this right here, because this half opens. The radio, everything is in the top of this. I've got to try and get that off. I've tried pulling on each side. It doesn't release very easily. Okay, still trying to get this knob off. I had a piece of twine here, but I cleaned up. I don't see it around, so I've taken this string from this flashlight here, and I'm just going to try to work it around. I've tucked it underneath there. I'm going to just work it around and try and massage it up out of there. Okay, that worked. That was not an easy knob to get off. Okay, now maybe the lid will lift off. Okay, I extended the FM antenna, and that nut and bolt must have been holding the base of that, because that pulled right out, and I put it back where it belongs. Our faceplate is off, but we're still having some resistance there. And let me tell you, this thing is really strange. 9-volt motor and a name I never heard of. Fujiya Fujiya. I gotta find out. It seems to be under the platter now, but that's another guessing game here. See if we can get this open. Okay, as I mentioned, we weren't probably supposed to take the antenna out. And the only binding up I have now, it's almost like it's glued here. On the inside I'm looking and I see there's no fasteners. It's just goop. And I think they put some padding. I don't want to stress this. There's something right there that's holding these hubs. I'm going to slide the spudger down and gingerly. There's nothing fastener-wise. I think it's just adhesive. Okay, I just worked it slowly back and forth. It is the tape or whatever they put to. It's right there. A little bit of glue. That little piece of the plastic actually is fused right there. That was not going to break. And that is glue. I don't believe it's battery. That's just a little tack of glue there. It's actually the glue from what they did here. Okay, we're inside. I've seen this before, the chemical reaction between wires and plastic. I have this on a number of things. There's two types of plastic. Here's our jack with the positive on the outside, negative on the inside. So our batteries. It's our external antenna. We need to see the antenna, FM antenna, what we disconnected there. I'm not too worried, that's his FM right here. Okay. That probably had to come off anyway. Oh, look. A piece of wood. Piece of wood. It was right there. What we're concerned with right now is powering it up and this motor. We're going to need that motor to operate. Okay, I really would like to remove the bottom cover from the equation completely. I could unsolder it here and there. I'm definitely going to undo our external antenna because it's tight, and we're extremely lucky we didn't break our FM antenna here. There'll be no replacement parts for this. I see Hitachi capacitor there. I'm going to pan around this in a second. Okay, radio dial screws, everything away from both heat of a soldering iron and screws, nuts, bolts, knobs, all in a plastic bag. Alright, let's pan through this at our elaborate setup here. This is our tone, I believe. Here is our volume 1, volume 2. Again, the shaft you've never seen before, and you will never see again. I'm going to the dial string. Mode switch. And teeny tiny IF transformers. Maybe some of you can tell just by looking how many IFs it has. Oh, but this is AM and FM with multiplex capability. What was this transformer before? Oh, left and right. Output transformers. Okay, enough of this. Let's see if we get power over here at the switch. Here's our power leads. Okay, we've got 9 volts at our power supply over there. Current, I'm going to turn down. I want to limit current. Now let's just see why nobody's home here. Let's Turn it on. Speakers are attached. What do you know? We're drawing a lot of current. I let it wants to draw. Okay, it's gone down. It was drawing quite a bit of current there. Seems to have settled down. That's why it's good to have a current limiting power supply. So you can keep an eye on what it's trying to do. Okay, enough of that. Let's go over to our, I believe I'm on AM. Uh, 9 volts, 0.1 amp. It was drawing quite a bit of power. It's not right now. Nope. It's coming alive. It's drawing 0.09, 0.08. Current is going down.
We are broadcasting live from the Jim Beam Cold Storage Studios located inside of Woolworth Liquors on Route 9 in
I think this lamp is interfering with stuff too. Damn USB stuff.
This is really tricky. Flaws, for instance, in Microsoft's renderer that renders graphic images that allow
One channel.
JPEG, iOS recently as well. A malformed JPEG that would actually trigger malware that would allow them to install software on your system. So the reason I say try to start over is because even if you find any infection, there are plenty of infections that you wouldn't be able to find in any normal way. Rootkits, weird stuff that just, lives there.
I would love to see that phonograph play.
The, malware bites or the antivirus you're using just doesn't know about. Your applications from all
0.06.
sources, Office is a good example. You just download it and install it from the web.
Drawing less and less current.
And in most cases, you can restore your data. Because even if you had that bad JPEG in your data, in your photos, it would also have to have an exploitable.
I want to see if the phonograph motor runs.
And Microsoft patches those.
And then we'll clean the controls, and that'll about do it for this session here.
The idea would be.
And even this stuff you have to be careful with. I'm using deoxit on this. I just lightly take note from the other users, but I won't use the other product. I won't mention that product. Fish oil, whatever it is, in this stuff. And because you got to be careful, it can go all over the place too. Just lightly spray those controls.
It's a Cronus True Image is a program that does quite well. But yeah, this is a marvelous thing to do, because then you have backup of your data.
Computer talk.
You also have a drive image that is a snapshot in time, and if you did that snapshot in time when
That's
you
your
were
AM.
sure there is no malware on here, that is a good way to restore. And it saves you time. And you
Don't get it in the first place.
So, but you have to remember to do that before you get the infection, that's all. Most of the things experienced Windows users know and do. You always have a boot disk, you always have recovery tools. Usually
Disc.
boot disk and the recovery tools are on the same disk or USB key.
Okay,
Always have drive
let's
images,
try the phonograph.
known group.
Man, they're like the world's heaviest radio, am I right? Yeah, good luck fitting that thing in your pocket. But no, seriously,
FM.
like, jokes aside, I got this app. Another app, I know, hear me out. This thing lets me use the FM receiver that's built into my phone so I can listen to local radio wherever I take my phone.
Imagine
which is everywhere. So I can listen to the radio everywhere. And I can see what's playing on every station, save my favorites.
Like you.
And it uses 75% less battery power and 20 times less data than my streaming apps. It's called Next Radio. Try it. I mean, you're already listening to the radio. Listen in more places. Check supported devices and download the free app today from Google.
Okay, that's FM. The all-important phonograph. The all-important phonograph. Oh, I hear motorage. I've heard better. We have spinach. .1 amp. Okay. I don't know what speed we're on. Let's give it a shot. Here goes nothing.
There's a man in the funny papers, we all know.
2K-Tel 20 power hits. These are all gonna get hits, so I don't know what I'll start with. We'll have to just do a quick. Okay, we'll put this back in neutral. Call this a wrap. We will hopefully next time see it all back together. I think the power jack is the problem with the power not getting to the controls, the power switch. I guess we did not have to take that knob off after all. So we'll get under the platter, we'll lubricate that motor, maybe get a drop of light oil in that top bearing anyway, and clean the idler, and the DC jack may need to be cleaned. That's the issue. I'm pretty certain. But okay, the speed is good. It works. AM, FM, we're good. And could be multiplex. Again, that's the Audition from FW Woolworth, 1967. Okay, continuing on with our player. I've removed the, I wouldn't call it a C-clip, the clip clasp for the platter. There's no bearing, but I will wash this up, clean this up a little bit. Just making certain there's no thrust washers or anything like that. It's simply metal to metal. And I will lubricate that with a drop of oil. And I will take this off, and I will get a little oil in that top bearing of the motor there, just a tiny bit. And you've seen those pocket wire oilers. What I'll do is I'll just run a drop down a piece of wire to get in there, because the oil will walk its way up the shaft and whatnot. We don't want oil where the rubber tires and everything, where there's grippage going on. One spot of oil in the wrong place can cause havoc. And we'll oil this little mechanism here, just a dab. So dab there, do the idler, hit the motor, and the platter will put some oil, maybe a little dab of grease. I like to use the PTFE grease, and the synthetic oil for that matter. Okay, the clip is off, and I'll tell you, while I was working it off with two pieces, they're called Yeah, Jesus clips, because they go flying off and you go, Jesus, where did that go? It did ricochet off my shirt and landed right there. So it did, even I hovered over it because I knew it was going to take off, and I captured it. Okay, that's all put back. I have not touched the idler. I've cleaned rubber components with alcohol and I've seen them crack. This is still supple. It was playing. I'm not going to bother it. Oh, the shaft is coasting quite nicely. It rides on just a pin centered at the bottom of the shaft. That's all it rides on. Just a little pin in there. I've also put a dab of oil and a new grease. I removed the old hardened grease on these pivot locks here. I want as little friction as possible when it comes to this old plastic stuff, so I'll put some more gel in there. This tone arm also has a tone arm switch here with the capacitor across it. I've put some some deoxit on that also. We still don't know why the DC power was doing what it was doing, but we'll get to that. I would love to get a drop on those pulleys for the dial string, but I did oil the where it slides on the metal, where it was coming in contact. But these, I did oil this one, the main one from the front. I'm not touching those idlers down there. You get one drop of oil on the string and that won't be good. It'll start slipping. It's not working. It's not binding. It's working. I'm going to leave it alone. Tone arm pivot is a little dry. It was actually honking a little at me earlier. So I'm going to put one slight drop down there. Okay, just a quick check here. I don't know if it's the left or the right. One of the volume controls has sound. It's the center one here, no matter how low you put it. It's getting better, but it was on quite loud, and I moved the wire a little and it's starting to behave. But other than that, we're back on. I can't completely kill that one.
One package of Smithfield Anytime Favorites.
It's FM. Just with volume down low, it doesn't go all the way. Look into that. I've got 40 milliamps at 9 volts. Try the phonograph function here. So we're all lubed up. Mainly I want to see if the switch works here. Yes, it does. When you lift the tone arm. So that's good. Now we just have to figure out what speed we're going to put the knob back on here. Okay, I do get a little motor noise. I don't know if the capacitor would fix that across the motor or not, but for the most part, we're good to go.
Cab driver, drive by Mary's place. I just want a chance to see her face. Don't stop the meter, let
The
it
volume
race.
control's behaving better.
Cab driver.
I have this record from the Philippines. They're Beatles songs. That one says McCartney, the other one says Lennon. I won't get any copyrights on this. Manufactured in the Philippines. This was in the rubber shed. It was a hot day and it wasn't warped when I got it, but when you bring it home, and I kept it cool, it's definitely get some warpage here.
Down in the jungle, living in a tent. You don't use money, you don't pay rent. You don't even know the time, you don't mind. Ho, hey ho,
I believe this is stereo also.
hey ho, ho, hey ho.
a 1967 record import playing on a 1967.
Is on the blink. You never think of worrying. When your bus has left the stop, you better drop your hurrying. What's the use of worrying?
Put the tone arm down. And the motor stops. Okay, let's put this thing back together. Okay, the motor is running. You can hear this. I'm going to just jump across the cap. It's there. I have no difference. So it's not the cap across the motor. Okay, that's a 220 also. Okay, quickly, we're running on the, it's behaving better, running on the original power supply. Controls are still a little touchy, but I'm not going there.